Today we'll see about CBSE project work for class 12 practicals. Both computer science and informatic practices students need to do a project work. So I have shared the guidelines for project work. So either 2 or 3, maximum 3 students can be in one group, and you need to create an application using Python. So Python with MySQL is most suitable to do the project work. So today I will just show you one sample project work, and I also will show you how we can connect MySQL with the Python, and part by part we'll take small modules to perform some tasks and join all together as a project work. So I'll just show you one sample project first, then how to do the project with some guidelines, and I will also share one sample project with you. Then you can start doing your project work so that the time available can be utilized for completing your project work. So as per CBSE guidelines, the aim of the class project is to create something that is tangible and useful using Python and SQL connectivity. It's applicable both for IP and computer science students, and so it can be done in groups, that is maximum 3 students in one group. You can do 2 or 3 people together and choose a suitable topic. I'll just share you one project here. We'll execute and show the project. Then part of the project I will do it and show you here, so that how can we connect MySQL with Python. So that also we'll see here. Okay, first let us execute one program. So this is a project work. I'll directly run this program. How it works, you just see. So when I'm executing this program, so I'm running this project first. Okay, so it has got a menu which shows show employee list, add new employee, search employee, edit employee, delete employee, generate pay slip, contact us, and exit. These are the options. So if I press 1, it will show the list of employees. If I want to add a new employee data, I should press 2. If I want to search a particular employee, I should press 3. And I can edit a detail of an employee, I can delete, and I can also generate a pay slip of an employee, that is salary details, and some details about contact details, then to come out of the program. So these are the options. Okay, so let me try one by one options. I'll start with the option 2, to add a new employee. Okay, so when I press 2, it is asking the employee number, so I'll enter some employee number, and it is asking employee name, so I'll type some name, and in department it is asking, I will enter some department, and salary it is asking, so I will enter some salary. Okay, so record added successfully shown. Now I'll add one more employee details, then we'll go to other task. So when I press 2, again it is asking the same data, employee number, so I'll enter employee 2, employee name, department, so mechanical I will write, so salary. So these are the data I have entered. Now if I am going to option 1, I can get the details what I entered, so that is both the employee data I can see like this. So I will go to option 3. In case I have a long list, I want to search for particular employee, I can go for employee wise search. So if I press 3, it will ask you the employee number to search. So if I am pressing 2, so I will get only the particular employee data here. Now I want to edit somebody's data. so already which is entered. So I can go for option 4. So option 4 is for edit. I want to edit a particular employee. So I want to edit. So I will press employee number 1 to edit. Okay. So employee number 1 is Ashok. So I want to edit. So it is asking, do you want to update? So I'll press Y. So it is asking enter the new department to update. If I want to change that department, now it is COMP. So I want to change that to some other department. So I can, for example, I want to change it to accounts. So I can change here. Okay. Then it is asking salary to update. In case we want to change the salary, now it is 45,000. Actually, I'm editing it as 30,000. So data is edited. Now I want to check it. How can I check? I go to option 1. So it shows the details now. Now I can see the change made here. Accounts is 30. Ashok's department has changed and salary is also changed. So next is then I'll go to option 6 for generating payslip. If I press 6, so it will ask for the employee number. So if I'm pressing once, yes, payslip will be generated. That is details of the salary. So this we can design as per our requirement. Then so option 5 for delete. If I want to delete a particular employee, then I can delete by pressing 5. So if when I press 5, it is asking the employee number to delete. So I want to delete second employee number 2. So when I press 2, it shows the name of the employee. It is asking, are you sure to delete? So if I press Y, it deletes. So I want to confirm that just to check by checking. So press 1 to get all the details. So only one record is available, one is deleted. Ajit record is deleted. Clear? So option 7 is for contact us, just to see that what we can give any message. So here author is written, email is written. And next option is 0 for exit. So these are the few options. If I press 0, it will come out of the program. So this is one sample program where we are entering the employee data, editing, deleting, searching, and calculating some calculation and displaying the results. So these are the things what we did in this particular project. So this project I will be sharing with you. It is a sample project, and I will just show you how we can create such project. So we will see only adding and displaying option first, then keep on adding other features to the program. So if you want to do such programs by connecting MySQL with Python, so you need to have Python and MySQL software in your system. After that, so you need to install a connector, just like we have installed any other features like pandas or numpy array. So we have written pip install. The same thing need to be done in command prompt. You go to command prompt and type pip install mysql python connector. If I press enter, so what happens is MySQL connector driver is installed on your system. So why this MySQL connector is required is, so actually MySQL is a different software and Python is a different software. You need a connectivity between these two. So you need a driver program. So that is MySQL connector. So in this system I have already installed it. That's why requirement already satisfied message is coming. So first time when you are doing, you need to install MySQL connector. This is just like a driver software, like when you bring a new printer, Along with that you get a CD. So you install the printer through your CD, so that will be a driver software, right? The same manner, MySQL can be connected with the Python using MySQL connector. So this is the first step you have to do. Once it is installed, you have installed Python, you have installed MySQL, then you have installed MySQL connector driver, then you are ready to do the programming. Okay, so now let us start with the simple program by connectivity. Okay, so we'll start with a new one. So any program, MySQL connectivity program you are doing, first thing is you need to write import MySQL dot connector. That means just like any module in Python you want to import it to your program, so you need to write this import mysql.connector. Here you need to import mysql.connector. Its feature has to be imported to your program. Then you need to create a connector. How to create a connector? I'll just tell you. We'll just write these statements. For example, mydb is the name of the object. So I need to write mysql dot connector dot connect. Okay. Then along with this, I need to specify three things. One is host, user, and password. So host means, so I'm writing the code and in running through a single standalone machine. So I need to write here localhost. Localhost means in our own system. This is will be common for all the programs of database connectivity. Localhost. Then the user. So the default user for MySQL is root. So this also will remain constant. Then password. So when we install MySQL, if you have given any password to it, then you need to specify the password. If you don't give any password while installing MySQL, then you don't have to write anything, just to open and close the codes. So normally in our computer labs and all, we have installed MySQL without any password. So I need not write anything here. This is the second line. So first you need to import MySQL connector, then create a connector connection between MySQL and this to establish connection. The next step is you need to create something called a cursor. So this name can be anything. My cursor, I am just writing my cursor equal to mydb. Mydb is nothing but my the connection. So then I need to write cursor. So it will create a something called a cursor. Through cursor I can run any SQL command. So I need to create a cursor first. Clear? So cursor is created. After creating cursor, I can run any SQL command through Python. So first thing we will just write few SQL commands through this. Okay. So my cursor is the name of the cursor. My cursor dot, I'll write execute. Then so here execute function is to execute any SQL command through MySQL. So my cursor should be created, then you give some name to the cursor, then that name dot execute and execute, then I write any MySQL command. Okay, so I will just create a database, then create a table and run from this. Okay, so here let us see. You know that how to create a database first. So create database. This is what we have learned in class 11 to creating database and table. So create database, name of the database. For example, I'll just give data b1, the name of the database. Okay. Then uh, just think how you did in MySQL. After creating a database, you to open that database you used use command, right? So you need to execute that command also here. Use name of the database. Okay, so database is created, you open the database. The next step is you need to create a table, right? So again same thing, my cursor dot execute, then create table command. So you need to create a table now. Create table, for example student, the name of the table, then column names. I want roll number, roll number is what type, then name is of what type, what will be the maximum size, then class, let us take these three things first. Class also I will take it as integer. Okay, so this is how we create a table. Okay, so database is created, we have opened the database, then we have created a table. Now we will insert the values to the table. So my cursor dot execute, then insert into table name, then values, then you pass the values. For example, first one is integer, I'll give one integer, number 1, well number is 1, then name, then class also we took it as integer. Okay, so this is the command how we entered the data, right? So this will remain as it is. So what we used in SQL, the same command we are going to use here. So insertion is over. Okay, so next thing is, so insertion is over, creating table is over, insertion is over. Now we will display that contents of the table. So before that there is a command called commit. So I need to save this. For saving I need to write the object name what we have created already, mydb dot commit. So this is the command for saving. So mydb dot commit. So commit is done. I want to display, so I need to write my cursor dot execute. So what is the command for displaying in SQL? Select star from table name. So table name is student. Okay, so it will just execute this command. After execution the data will be stored as a result set. There is something called result set, so we need to get the data, right? So we will take one variable res, then write my cursor dot fetch all. Fetch all command will be used for extracting those records from, through this command what is executed, those data will be stored in as a result set. So for extracting those data we need to write fetch all command. Okay, so next, so whatever is fetched will be stored in res. So I need to display that. For I need to display, how to display, we'll display one by one record. Just I can use print statement, or I'll just take here for I in res. So if I write print res, so I can get the data what I have displayed, I have extracted, fetched. Okay. Let us save this first. Okay, let's do it as student. Okay, so it is saved. Now I'll just execute this. So invalid syntax. What is this? We'll see. Okay, here double inverted comma is used. Double inverted comma is used. So within double inverted comma, I cannot use a double inverted comma again. Instead of that, I can use single inverted comma. So let us see this strings. So something wrong here also. So I in. Okay, now execute. My cursor dot, let us see, something wrong here. My cursor dot execute create table student for number integer name character class integer, maybe class is a keyword. Okay, database exists is coming. Database exists means it's already created. We'll just change this database name. Let us see what is wrong. Okay, bracket. Okay, so here there is one bracket, not close the bracket. Okay, let us see now. So every time it is creating a new database, so it is shows a database exists. Okay. Okay. Now there is no error. You see, it displayed 1, Asha, and 12. That is what I entered here. Okay. Here, what is happening here is we are creating, we are importing MySQL connector here. Then we are creating an object to establish connection. Then we create cursor. So then through cursor we are executing the SQL commands. So creating database, opening the database, creating table, insertion of rows, then we saved it, then we displayed it. So while displaying, execute is just to execute, but the fetch the data, if you want to fetch the data what is executed, you need to use fetch all function. So it fetches and stores in res. I can directly print res if there is only one record, but if there are more records I need to display one by one. So I can use for loop for I in res, print res. If I am writing print I, so if I write print I can get the data one by one. So actually how this is working. Okay, So so here create database is executing every time. So there is a solution for this also. So we need to delete this and again run it, then only it works. Otherwise you have to change the name each time. So but how this works actually is, so now we have specified here the database name is data b3. So that in, if you go to MySQL and see, there will be one database called data b3 and there will be one table created and data will be stored there. So MySQL works as backend tool. Let us check the MySQL command from here. You open MySQL and see there, you can type use. So what name you have given here, data b3. So write data b3. So then just to check the data what is stored in the table is student. So right select star from student. So what we have entered is stored here. So next, through this command it fetches from MySQL to Python, then it displayed. Clear? This program I just showed to how we can establish connection between MySQL and Python. Then through Python how to run this SQL commands and execute. So this is the method. So the similar manner we can create, this is just for creating, right? So you can display the details, you can edit it, you can modify it, you can delete. All those options, all the SQL commands can be run through this Python editor, right? So for this, what is actually in the beginning required is you need to install MySQL as well as Python, then install MySQL connector. Okay, so after installing MySQL connector, then you can start working on connector programs, MySQL connectivity programs. So I'll be sending some all these options like adding, editing, modifying, deleting separate programs. You can also try those on your system if you have a facility to do it. Okay. Now, so I just showed one program, sample program. In that, how addition and uh, display is done. That two part only we will just show as a separate function. Okay.